on the floor. They'd been in their bright yellow case in the safe for a week. Oh, that was the other thing. This jeweler used bright yellow cases instead of the usual black or blue ones. Everything that company did was advertising that they were different. Wait, wouldn't it be hard for the thief to resell the diamonds if they were that distinctive? I asked. Walker shrugged. Not really. The diamonds themselves weren't unique. It was the shapes of the settings that set these rings apart. The thief could just pop the diamonds out and they'd be good to go. I nodded. What about the security system? The police built their investigation around the fact that the alarm was turned off using your code. Walker brought his fist down onto his thigh with a loud smack. My eyes widened and I reached my hand out instinctively, even though I couldn't touch him through the glass. Across the room, the guard eyed Walker, and I worried that if he got any more agitated, our meeting would be cut off, and Walker would be whisked back to his cell. I'm almost done, I murmured. Just stay calm. Sorry. That whole thing just makes me so angry. The police acted like my code was this smoking gun leading them straight to me, but it was nothing. I don't understand. Everyone knew my code. Mr. Bowen had master access to the alarm and could get anyone's code. Once when Henry was opening, he forgot his code and got locked out of the system trying to remember it, so he texted me for mine. And one day Ruby was bored, so she tried to guess all our codes based on what she knew about us. She figured mine out in under 5 minutes. It's my dad's birthday, so it wasn't super hard to work out. Walker slumped back in his seat, hanging his head. The energy I'd seen moments before was gone again. It just feels so unfair. No one even bothered trying to find out what really happened. I leaned toward the glass. It is unfair. The police should have investigated more thoroughly. Still, I hope I can do a better job than they did. I asked Walker a few more questions, but soon enough, a guard appeared behind Walker's chair. Time's up, he grunted. Walker stood. Thanks, Nancy, he said before hanging up the phone. I appreciate you trying, even if I don't think you'll get anywhere. As I watched him walk away, I realized what I'd said was true. The police and Chad Ford hadn't given Walker a fair shake. He deserved better. Proving his innocence wasn't just about saving my dad anymore. Walker needed someone on his side. As I collected my purse, I vowed that I'd do everything I could to discover the truth. Chapter 8. A Ruby Among the Diamonds. I met up with George and Bess at a coffee shop halfway between the prison and Forever Diamonds. I was ecstatic when I saw an iced coffee with the exact amount of milk I liked, already sitting on the bright pink table. Thank you so much, I said. We figured you'd need it, Bess said, smiling knowingly. I really do. After slipping into an empty chair, I quickly filled them in on everything I'd learned. I hate to agree with the woman who kidnapped your father, but Kim's right. It really feels like the police jumped to a sloppy conclusion in this case, said Bess. It won't be the first time Nancy solves a case the police can't, George chimed in before taking a sip of her own drink. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, I said. I haven't solved this thing yet. What did you two learn at Forever Diamonds? Did you talk to Mr. Bowen? What's he like? Bess pulled out her notebook. We didn't get to talk to Mr. Bowen. It turns out he sold the store last year, not long after the robbery. But we were able to grab a few minutes with Mr. Erickson, the new owner. Yeah, George added. Apparently it really freaked Mr. Bowen out that one of his employees stole from him. He thought he'd been a good judge of character and prided himself on it. So when he got Walker so wrong, he took it as a sign that it was time to retire. What about the employees there? Did Mr. Erickson keep on Ruby or Henry? Bess shook her head. When he took over, he laid everyone off and brought in his own people. Even though there was nothing to suggest Walker had an accomplice, Mr. Erickson didn't want to risk it, especially since the diamonds were never found. I sighed. It would have been a lot easier if at least one suspect was still involved with the store. One last person to track down. I guess luck wasn't on my side. All right, let's start by finding the suspect with the best motive. I'm split between Ruby and Henry, but I'm not ready to eliminate Mr. Bowen either, even if his urgent care alibi is pretty solid. I vote for Henry, George said. He was super private about his personal life, and he broke his routine by coming into the store on his day off. It's like he knew something was going to go down, and if he wanted his check, he probably needed money. But all we have on Henry is that he dropped by the store unexpectedly, I countered. That's hardly a crime. On the other hand, Ruby needed money. According to Walker, she was always talking about her student loans and the jobs she was working to pay them off. That's a clear motive. I'm with Nancy, Beth said. Henry sounds a little odd, but we know for a fact that Ruby needed money, and those stolen diamonds were worth $1 million. Ruby it is, George said. Did you get a last name for her? We can try to find her on social media. Yeah, I pulled up some newspaper articles about the case in the car on my way here and found the names of Walker's co-workers. I took out my phone and found one of the articles. Here we go. Ruby's is Wojciechowski. Bless you, George said. I laughed. I wasn't sneezing. That's her name. I spelled it out. The good news is that there's probably only one person in Baltimore with that name, Bess joked. I couldn't help giggling. That's what I was thinking too. And you would be correct. I have her Instagram. George tapped a few times on her screen. Let's see what we can learn about Ruby's life. Hopefully she's listed where she works now. George placed her phone in the middle of the table, and Bess and I pulled our chairs around so we could see the screen. George started scrolling. Right away I learned that Ruby had 2 cats, a friendly black one and a shy tabby. She wore a lot of floral patterns, got her nails done in fun, new, seasonally appropriate colors every few weeks, and liked to post about what she ate for lunch. But there was nothing to indicate where she worked or how we could find her. Does she have any other social media accounts? I asked. George shook her head. I already looked. They were all locked. I picked up the phone and started scrolling again from the top. There had to be a clue in there. We must have missed something. Scrutinizing the photos again, I began to notice a pattern. While Ruby posted a lot of lunch photos, they were generally of the same 3 meals: a chicken Cobb salad, a falafel wrap, and carne asada tacos. I think I might have something. She seems to rotate through the same 3 lunch places every week. They're probably from restaurants near where she works. If we can figure out where